you have Todd Friesen, he's a spammer. Carolyn Shelby also does SEO, and then Kate Morris, who does PPC and landing page optimization. So why don't you guys introduce yourselves? Other than that, yeah, do it yourself too.
You're not going to introduce yourself.
I'm Dave Snyder. I co-own a company called Search and Social. We own SearchEngineJournal.com, and our specialty is search and social. And that's why we came up with a clever name. So,
my name is Todd Friesen. I'm the Vice President of Search at Position Technologies. And what we do at Position Tech is SEO, PPC. We do search and social, but mostly I make him do it for me. And our big claim to fame is the Yahoo Paid Inclusion program that we run a lot of for Yahoo. And I'm a former spammer.
My name is Carolyn Shelby. I'm one of the hosts of SEO 101 podcast, which is now on Blog Talk Radio. I do organic SEO, and I've been building websites for people since 1995. That's it.
I'm Kate Morris. I am the founder of MarketingDemons.com, specializing PPC, SEO, social media, based on everything that blends together very nicely. Been in the industry for 6 years. I always say I'm on the older side, though. Up next to this panel, I am one of the younger ones. So,
Fair enough. Okay, let's go ahead and get going. First site is, I believe, birthdayinabox.com.
Seriously, if anybody tells my wife about this site, I will hunt you down and kill you. All right. Let's see here.
okay, the owner. You're the owner.
No, I'm the marketing manager.
Okay, I'm just going to launch into what, just from a PPC and landing page perspective, beautiful site, very pretty. One thing I'm noticing about your paid campaign, it's all going to the homepage. Everything's going to the homepage. If there's somebody searching for boy birthday themes, something like that, and they get or they specify Finding Nemo birthday party, something like that, you really need to make sure that they're landing on that page of what specifically they are looking for. So kind of make your campaign a little more robust and focus all of your destination URLs to the product that they might be looking for. So that's, yes.
The first thing I did was navigate it down to an actual party in a box, and I landed on some kid's outer space party. And I mean, the title tag, outer space party supplies, which is fine. When you get down to the actual page, the title of the product is just outer space. So you want to get, if that's the actual heading of the page, which you don't even have an H1 around it. And I know you all read Rand Fishkin's deal. It says H1s aren't important. Well, that's crap. They are important. So you want to put an H1 around the title, and you want it to be, outer space birthday kid or whatever it is. And not necessarily, outer space party supplies, outer space birthday kit, if it's a birthday thing versus just party supplies, you want to do some keyword research around that. But you definitely want to bulk up the headings of the pages to be a little bit more descriptive of what is actually on that page. Not necessarily the same. They should definitely support each other. I mean, the title tag on this page is outer space party supplies at birthday in a box. Well, you're not going to, tag the company name back into the H1. And you could support it with the outer space, birthday kit or birthday party supply, make it a little bit more specific. And as long as they support each other, you're pretty good to go.
I had someone recently ask me to say, well, if I add more to the title tag, then I'm keyword stuffing, and I don't want anyone to think I'm keyword stuffing. It's not about keyword stuffing. It's not about making sure that you've got X number of keywords in it. It's about being clear and descriptive. You just have to make sure that there's nothing ambiguous about the title or the head, the H1 tag. You don't want, if it says, what was your example? Outer space.
Yeah. Outer
space what? Outer space birthday boxes for boys. Much more clear. Plus, you've got your keywords in there.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no HTML structure really on the page. It's all tables and then styling. Well, not the URL structure, the HTML structure
Yeah, the URL
underneath.
structure is great, actually.
Yeah, if you
You
do,
actually really
yeah, if you're gonna change anything in your URLs, please make sure that you do a 301 redirect map as
Oh,
well.
yeah, we have that. I'm sorry. What were you talking about, HTML?
Well, there's like no H1 tags.
Bulky.
There's you're relying on the style sheet to visually create the importance on the page. And what you want to do is, because the bots they don't see the pictures. All they see is the text. So you want to make sure the HTML structure is how they understand weight and importance, gravitas, if you will. I can't believe I just said that.
I know, crazy.
I think I need Tylenol. It's not that you're designing specifically for the bots. It's good. It's like an outline, and it tells them this is what's the most important element on the page. This is, this supports that. This is another section. You can have that underneath without at all changing how your page looks. But designers have a propensity to rely on style sheets to, this is where your eyes should go. This is what we want you to look at. That's fine for people, but the bots are not people. They cannot see anything. They cannot see your colors. They cannot see your pictures. If you have a picture of your logo and then all you talk about is the fact that you sell water filters, they don't know what the brand is because they can't see that picture. That's why you have to fill in your alt tags. That's why you have to have structure, and then you also have to be descriptive and clear when you label things. It's not just outer space birthday box for boys.
And she brings up a good point, that the alt tags on all your product images, there's no alt tag saying, here's the picture of the outer space birthday party kit. And just, you've all used Microsoft Word, you make a big document and then you do that one click and it makes you a table of contents. Think about your website like that, as far as when she's talking about the structure and everything. That's how search engines understand where everything is. So if you build your website so that you could make a table of contents out of it with the headings and all that kind of stuff, then you're heading down the right path.
It's exactly like making an outline in school. Roman numerals, when you turn off JavaScript and you turn off your images, that's kind of how it should look. It will automatically know this is the most important thing on this page, and the most important thing on this page should be your H1. It should be reflected in your title, and that is what that page is about. Like, I've seen some sites, I've seen designers where instead of relying solely on the CSS to indicate the style, they will make every single navigation element an H2. There can't be that many important things on that page. If you look at it as though it's an outline, it's going to help you with a lot of structural elements, and it just happens naturally. It's just a good practice.
And you've also got a lot of inline styling in as well that you could externalize, and also JavaScript. It's going to lower your code to content ratio and actually make your pages load a lot faster too.
You
Externalize it.
you're a merchant, so you have an affiliate program. Like 90% of your links are coming from affiliate banners. So you want to have a differentiated link portfolio. So your homepage has 20,000 links going to it, right? And you go to your internal pages, you have 18 links going to them. So when you're trying to optimize those pages for actual terms via organic search, you're going to want to build organic links to them. You have a particularly well-crafted offering to offer mommy bloggers and to get them blogging about your products. So, some good advice I would give you is reach out to mommy bloggers, maybe send them, say, hey, when's your son's birthday coming up? Let's send you out a box. That's costing you guys nothing, right? You get 50 to 100 of those. They write about it and they're picked up virally from there. You can be looking at a lot of inbound equity coming in that's coming in via anchor text that could really pop your rankings up. Because right now you're ranking for birthday party supplies. I'm sure you guys would rather be ranking for party supplies organically because there's a lot more traffic there, right? And so going after that anchor text and also streaming it internally a little bit more would be really helpful. Yeah.
And the thing with the mommy bloggers, I was just at the Blog Her conference, which is all mommy bloggers, and it was really funny that they would get morally offended if someone tried to pay them for a review. Yeah. But if you gave them a free Dove bar and a cupcake and a bag of goldfish, that's all they're going to write about for 3 months.
We work a lot in the costume space, and actually we've done a lot of work in your space as well, very effectively. And so the best thing that we did is always just giveaways, because the markup is big for you guys, and so a costume that costs one of our clients $3-4, we're giving away, and we're getting a link that somebody really prizes highly quality. So it's a great niche to go after because it's super relevant and usually high quality blogs as well. The thing that you're going to do if you're doing that internally is you're going to want to learn how to evaluate the quality of links, because if you're actually giving up product and sending things, you're going to want to know, okay, am I getting a quality link for this? Because you're probably going to have to figure that out when you're going back and reporting as well, you know? So somebody that just threw up a blog yesterday, like, not a quality link, right? So like things you want to look for, things that everybody wants to look for when they're looking for quality links is domain authority, page relevancy and authority. You want to look for anchor text, what anchor text you're getting. Vary your anchor text. What's up, Will? All right. And then I just wrote actually a link building evaluation guide on searchenginejournal.com. Everybody check it out because it'll help you out a lot. So.
Yeah, some of your product pages, you're also missing your meta description and keywords. I mean, it's there, but it's just blank. On some of your product pages. Your description, definitely go for it. I mean, even though the keywords tag in itself is really not weighted that heavily, I would still use it. But the description one, definitely use. That's your ability right there to send a marketing message when your result comes up.
How many products do you have?
Almost 3,800.
3,800?
Wow, that's a lot of
On bigger
birds.
catalog sites, in the content management system, what I did was I look at the table, the databases that you have available, and look at all the different product descriptions and see if there's a set of database fields that you can have someone concatenate to make English readable sentences that you can use for your title tag and your H1, and then string together things for your meta description. Because if you can programmatically incorporate that into the template, no one has to go through and sit there and write all those things, because it's tedious. And if you're relying on a person to do it, especially if you're relying on an intern or somebody who might not know what they're doing, there's always that human error element. So if you can find a way via your database to programmatically write out into those templates and just have those things happen magically, that's going to save you a lot of work, and it's going to save you a lot of hassle and heartache having to go through and check those things, or have something go out and not discover till 6 months later that it was all screwed up and it looks goofy. But that would definitely be something to address, especially since I know you mentioned that you're in the process of looking at a new CMS.
Are you guys using Google Base? You guys are in Google, but you guys aren't showing up in Google Base, right? For a lot of the stuff. All right. Probably want to look at how you guys built out your actual feed. When's the last time you looked at your feed? Because they changed a lot of the requirements as well. So.
We're looking at it. Well, I don't know.
Like in a space like this, it's all about page domination for organic, right? So like you wanna own the organic listing, right? You want to build enough link equity that maybe you get the little slot underneath. Then you have Google Base coming in, and then you have paid search coming in. You're going to be the person that is going to convert on the higher percentage. You know what I mean? So Google Base, even if like when you were running it, it's like, okay, it's not converting a ton for us. It's an asset, it's a weapon in your overall. It's also knocking down your competition and whatnot, knocking them out. So I mean, it's something really important to look at. If you have a huge catalog, you know, definitely something to look into.
You have some really great content. I came across a page here that is birthday cake ideas. You're ranking number 24, at least for my own results, for that title, birthday cake ideas. But again, going back to the structure of the site, basically get with your dev team, because not only the structure of the site, making sure you have H1s and all that jazz, the actual text is buried in breaks instead of paragraphs. Like basically your code is just very, very, very dense, and I have a feeling that you have really good content. I don't think they're getting to that content, and I don't think the search engines are understanding what you're trying to say there. And it's great because I think you have 51,000 pages indexed by Google, something like that. And these are fantastic pages. I think once you get that structure set and once you get your code down to a minimum, you're going to start ranking very quickly, very quickly.
You're not doing the Yahoo paid inclusion, are you? No, this would be a great candidate for that program. Is everybody familiar with Yahoo paid inclusion and what that is? So basically you have SEO and you have pay-per-click. Well, at Yahoo, you have a hybrid of those two where it's based on your vertical and you show up in the organic search results, but you pay on a per-click basis. And it's all feed-based, so it's not really about what's on your site. So if, for the outer space birthday thing, in your feed, you send in, here's the URL, here's the title, here's the body content, here's helper keywords, here's all this information. And it doesn't have to be exactly what's on your page. And the nice thing about it is often what happens is people do really, really well on Google, and you don't want to break anything to try and optimize for Yahoo, because there are enough differences that if you change it too much, you're going to lose your Google at the expense of Yahoo, and that's just absolutely ridiculous. So the one thing you can do is build a custom feed to send to Yahoo and pay on a per-click basis based on your vertical. Now, it sounds a little sketch. People argue with me about that all the time. But the reality is it's super cheap. The most expensive click in the paid inclusion program is for insurance, and it's only $1.50. General shopping, which is where you would fall under, 28 cents a click in that vertical for whatever traffic. And then you optimize your feed to the terms you want, do really well in Yahoo, 28 cents a click, off you go. And it's really great for, like I say, if you don't want to mess with your Google rankings. It's great if you have platform issues where you can't make changes that you really need as far as title tags and that kind of stuff. You can do that through the program. If your site's in Flash, if it's all in Ajax, there's all these different reasons you would use a program like that. And for you guys, you'd be a slam dunk to put into that program.
Yeah, it's actually a really good program. I mean, Yahoo basically sold their soul to the devil and letting everybody else buy into it.
Yep. And it makes everybody lots and lots of money.
Yes, it does.
Including the merchants.
You've got a lot of great opportunities for user-generated content too, and social viral, I think, stuff. Wouldn't you agree, Dave?
Yeah, I mean, the thing you got to be careful about whenever you're doing, like, yeah, you have like a great opportunity in the social realm. And when I talk social, you guys have to understand, like, I come from a link building background. So when I talk social marketing, right? Big difference between conversational marketing and social marketing. Conversational marketing is Facebook, Twitter, stuff like that, forums, like where you're talking. Social media marketing, what I'm talking about is taking content, promoting it online for visibility and links, okay? So your product is great for that. Now, the thing you want to be careful of in the social space, they're really conscious of what they deem as spam, like people trying to take advantage of the system. And you can actually have negative repercussions if you push a commercial site out there. So let's say you built a blog off of this site and then started to do some content and different things like that. It would have negative repercussions because everybody knows you're trying to get the links for this. Now, a lot of times what we find effective is you can build out a separate site where you brand it out and then use that equity however you want to build out. Because like, let's say you have this other blog that's called like, partiesaregreat.com, and you're like putting up all this great content, like top 11, party supplies for the summer or something, like that's not gonna do well on something like Dig, but it could hit on like a StumbleUpon in certain sections or something like that. Or top 11 weirdest party supplies of all time, right? And so you're getting all these links coming through this site, and now you drop links within the actual body content to your offerings as well. So now, and you know what, a great thing about that, if you're already ranking, let's say for Batman party supplies, and now you're ranking another blog for Batman party supplies, and now Google base comes in, and now you're taking up more and more equity on the search page as well. So not only helping yourself rank better, you're also, taking up more equity. You're also, building up your brand name as well. You just have to be really careful about what you push out there. Because, like, let's say you're an eBay and, like, you're going and pushing your products on Dig. You're going to get your account banned. And you're going to piss off a lot of people, like the 33 million people a month that go to that site. So you just have to be really careful playing in the social space. It's not really something for people just to run out and go do.
I had a really interesting conversation with some realtors about social media, and it was, there's this train of thought that social media it's all about just, getting out there and making friendships, and it's not about promoting myself and this and that. You're losing an opportunity to rank other sites for your term, but they're sites that you control. And it's not, this is the other comment that I heard, was that there's, I just want to be number one. There's plenty of other spots on the first page for everyone else. No. Take up all the spots, leave no room for anyone else. It's not about beating the competition, it's about decimating the competition. So,
I mean, like
there's no shame in winning.
Yeah, okay, let's go ahead and move on to the next site, which is going to be,
Wow.
we got to move on. We got 25 minutes, all right. SoCal6monthbraces.com.
Who is that?
Okay.
This is a personal pet peeve. I'm really happy my sound was off. I'm just personally not a fan of videos popping up and they automatically start. It irritates me. Again, that's a personal thing.
Well, I mean,
Testing.
it's not just personal. It's
Testing-
like a lot of
testing shows
people,
other things,
a lot of people
but-
are going to view this at work, right? And so if you're viewing this at work and it pops up and it's making noise, people are going to click off it fast. So if you're running any kind of paid search campaign, you're going to like ruin your quality score because people are going to bounce really quick, right? So it's just like more of a, like, let them opt in for the sound. If you want to run the sound, fine. Let them opt in for the sound instead of opt out, and then that solves the problem.
It's a video, have a play button, make them press play to see it, because otherwise you're just going to irritate everybody.
So this is basically just a single page site with a form. You're going to need a heck of a lot of links.
Yeah. And a little bit more content. I mean, the video's great. I mean, clearly it's talking about what it is, but once again, Google, Yahoo, Bing, Ask, nobody knows what that video is saying. So outside of home of Southern California 6-month braces and SoCal 6monthbraces.com, nobody, I mean, from a search engine point
Are
of
you
view,
looking
there's
at
nothing
this?
here.
Go ahead.
So where would I place the content?
S-
Actually, I want to do a voice opt-in. Basically, that's what it is. So once they opt in, then they send them to more information about something else.
Yeah, I think that's a little, honestly, that's a little backwards. Like,
Yeah.
why do I want to, like, clearly it's something about braces in 6 months I can have wonderful teeth.
Well,
but-
I think it's two ways, right? Like organic, it's backwards, right? Like organic, you want to funnel them down, and then for paid, you can funnel them out, right? Because like paid is all about a landing page that leads somewhere else, and like you can convert on a 1 or 2 page click on paid, but like organic people are shoppers, right? Like they're shopping around, they want to see information. Landing pages like this just won't work for them.
And more than likely, you're just not going to rank without depth of content on your site. You need text, you need words, articles,
You need a reason for people to link to you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're trying to force people to opt in, but you're giving them a video that tells them everything already. So why not have some content that basically tells what's in that video? Because you're not really screwing yourself over at that point because it's already there. People are going to either watch the whole video or they're going to bail or they're going to opt in. So why not have, even 3 or 4 pages, like an FAQ, how it works, a list of, where you can go to get it done, those sorts of things. Give people a reason to stick around. If it was me, I'm out of here. I'm jaded, cynical, and, I got great teeth, so.
Even from a landing page optimization perspective, even if you just use this for paid, a lot of people, this is why you only have a 3 to 5% conversion rate. Everybody else, the other 97%, they're just looking for the information. And if you don't give them information, they're not going to come back. They're just not. You may get that 3% that will fill in that form, but then the good leads out of that 3 to 5%, it's just not going to get you anywhere. You have to give people what they're looking for, what their original intent for that search was, and that's information.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to rank organically, you're missing all 3 major components for search engine optimization. Content, good architecture, because there's only a single page, and you have no inbound links at all.
Well, and the architecture that's on the page that's there needs work.
Needs work as well.
Can you say a little bit more about that?
I'm sorry?
Like, okay, look at your title tag. Your title tag is Home of Southern California 6-month braces. Home of is probably unnecessary. Really, what's the important? I mean, this is minor too. What's the most important thing that's in there that should sort of be what you focus on? The H1 tag's hidden, which isn't bad, but the H2 tag is home. So the second most important thing on the page is the word home. It's just.
There's basically no way for the engines to tell what the site is about at all.
And again, your theme is very bulky. The code in it is just very bulky.
For a single page.
Yeah, for what it is,
page,
exactly.
For a
this should-
single page.
Now,
yeah.
are you guys you're just a reseller of some other, whoever invented this? Yeah, your lead gen for, is it the Power Procs braces? Right. So head over to 6monthbraces.com. That's like the head guys, right, that you're lead gen for. They got content all over the place. Take all that, repurpose it. I mean, and they've done a horrible job themselves, so it should be a piece of cake to beat them out.
Yeah, I mean, if you don't have the internal resources for it, here's the way to go. I'm gonna talk about Odesk now. Okay, so there's this site called Odesk, and you can go on Odesk and you can get really cheap labor from overseas. If you find that detestable, I don't care. So like you go on there and you find like Indian or Filipino labor. You take the content from your competitor, send it to them, tell them to repurpose it. So now you have fresh content, kind of stolen, whatever. You put it up on your site, it's fresh, and you won't pay a lot of money for it as well.
Or
So it's a really
translate
cheap
it
route
to
to go.
German and then back to English.
Yes.
Is repurpose now the new PC way of saying plagiarized?
No, repurpose, no, not
Rewrite-
plagiarism is-
rewrite
plagiarism is
your
word for
content.
word.
Oh, okay.
Repurposing.
You're
is-
liberating it.
Get their talking
It
points
was being
right
held
again.
hostage, and
Okay,
you're
no,
a
he's
freedom
got a-
fighter.
The man has a question.
Okay, sorry.
So I actually have a page for paid, but I also should have a page for.
What is your page for paid?
You should have you can have a page for page, sure, but have a site for organic.
Organic.
Yeah, organic is
What
about
is-
sites.
what
You
is-
need more than
What
just-
is your page for paid? I'm just curious.
I'm just curious. Actually, now it's just a question.
Oh,
Yeah.
yes, you
Should he have?
Separate.
Yeah,
Should you?
abs-
Yes, they're two
absolutely.
separate things.
And actually, you should have more than
Truthfully-
one page for paid because like you should be doing a lot of A/B testing and running different
told her.
ads and trying to figure out like what's going to get you the best quality score, what's going to get you the best conversion rate. You should be doing that for organic too, like like use Google Site Optimizer and like figure out how to do A/B testing, multivariate testing.
Multivariate,
like, really figure out how to hone your conversion rate up. I mean, all affiliates
Yeah.
and merchants should be doing stuff.
Yeah,
like
I mean, that's definitely one thing everybody should be doing. You should always be testing.
Yeah, because like
you're never going to optimize it.
let's say like you have a 1% conversion rate, right? Like everybody wants to throw more traffic and get more leads out of everything, right? Like that's more money that you're wasting. What if you, instead of 1%, let's say you got 2% conversion rate because you tested, now you've doubled your revenue without adding more traffic to it. Those are the kind of concepts that people should be looking at all the time.
And honestly, if you're not testing, your competition's going to be, so you're going to end up losing. I mean, this is a constant game that you're playing with your competition, with the search engines. I mean, all of it.
Yeah, well, and that's sort of the one thing we haven't even touched on for you or for you at this point, and it's going to apply to everybody that we talk to today, is go, take your search terms, your money terms, and go look at who's in the top 10. Look at what they're doing. Look at their link profiles. Are they, in the mommy blogs? How big are their sites? Do they have H1s, alt tags, all that kind of stuff? Go see what's working on the search results for your terms. Don't just, I mean, we got some good advice up here and stuff, but it's still your business and you know more about it than we do, and you know who the players are in the space and all that kind of stuff. So you're gonna be able to get a lot of research and do a lot of what your competitors are doing. If they're outranking you, go copy them. Go find everywhere that they're linked to. If they're doing a mommy blogger outreach, go reach out to all those same mommy bloggers and give them 2 birthday kits, 1 for each kid, something like that.
No,
So
absolutely.
there's a lot you can do when you just look at what your competition's doing.
You have a page underneath the homepage that you can't get to.
Yeah, you have 8 other pages indexed. You have 7 other pages indexed, and you're not linking to any of them from your homepage. Why?
There's a video on here on the perfect smile is a key ingredient for a fantasy wedding, but then there's no text on the page, but there's this great video with all sorts of like wedding pictures, which chicks love to look at. And the brides are, they're always on these forums and the wedding things and everything, and that's good content. That's stuff that they're going to be looking for, because if there's one thing a crazy bride wants, everything has to be freaking perfect on her wedding day. And, well, right,
Yeah.
but there's no way anyone's going to know that because the bots can't see the video.
Yeah, they're not getting to it from your front page.
Actually, that would
but that goes back to the mentality of your lead gen. Your whole goal in life is to get name, email, phone number, and I'm single male, single female, bride to be, which is actually an interesting selection for braces.
Okay.
Why is that?
It's like, if my teeth are crooked, what do you care if I'm a single male?
Get more dates?
Yeah, because you're getting email addresses and you're selling them other shit, aren't you? Yeah, you are.
Wait, and what's this?
I love that, by the
Wait,
way.
I love this. I love this. There's Naughty Smile for single women. That's one of the names of the pages.
That's the URL.
Sorry, that's fantastic. Anyway, if you're gonna build content, make it available.
Okay, let's go.
Make it available. So you started building content, actually make it available. Actually make it findable, because this is not findable.
Okay, let's go ahead and go move to the next site, which is visiondirect.com.
Who's from Vision Direct?
First thing here,
This is a drugstore's site for vision products. It's the second largest contact lens site. We rank very poorly.
where's your homepage?
Yeah.
Why
type
isn't
in-
it in the root?
Yeah, you type in visiondirect.com and you go to visiondirect.com/lens/default.asp,
Oh,
cat ID
icky.
equals whatever. And,
Yeah,
Fix that.
this is,
It's on the same domain as drugstore.
drugs, yeah, it's a platform issue.
Yeah.
I mean, that's just
Yeah.
how your
you
system
guys are gonna,
runs.
yeah, you guys are definitely gonna have to work that out.
I
Well,
can tell you right now, as a customer, I just bought my last pair of contacts from you.
Great.
Okay.
Thank you.
You have a fantastic deal with Discover card. Okay, that sold me on it because I get more cash back, all that kind of stuff. So you have some really good traffic coming in. Apparently, I found you, and seriously, and you have really great prices. I'm telling you, you knocked 1-800-contacts right out the ballpark. It's fantastic. So apparently, you have good products with really good prices. So yeah, I got to tell you, probably what we can tell you is going to be fine because your product is there. Like, I can't even tell you, like, your site is understandable. I didn't have any issues, and I'm the biggest critic of navigating websites in the world. So
Your redirect's actually fine.
The redirects are fine.
Well, it's a 302, right? So basically what happens is Google comes to visiondirect.com, bounces temporarily to this disaster of a URL. But then all they do is they go, well, it's only temporary. So they keep visiondirect.com as the URL and go get the content and apply it there. Because ultimately at some point it's going to come back, they think. So from it'd be great if you didn't have it at all. But if you're going to do it, the 302 actually is sort of the one instance ever that a 302 actually works for it.
Yeah,
So this 302 is okay?
Yeah,
that one
I'd be
is.
fine with it. It's not a big enough deal that you'd have to retool your entire platform to fix that one 302. And and if you go back to your boss and say, hey, this dude told me we need to redo our whole platform, you're gonna, hunt me down later because you've just been fired, and it's not gonna be good for anybody. But I wouldn't worry about it.
I'm also noticing that you've got basically, it looks like you're doing click tracking with your navigational links.
All the links are going to the,
That's gonna cause you duplicate content,
you know what I mean? That he's not 301 over.
more than likely. If you click over from the left side over here, basically, if you look at the top URL up here, you've got left nav. More than likely, you'll be able to duplicate this page very easily. That's bad. You want one single page for everything that you have, not different versions of it because of URL tracking. Use cookies. That's what they're designed for.
So the homepage URL maybe.
There is a URL rewrite.
I wasn't paying attention to you when you were talking before.
Can you comment on that?
Should do that.
Your URL rewriting?
Where?
Yeah.
Try clicking on the top brands links again.
yeah, that's where.
So I'm on a URL, visiondirect.com/la/products/list.asp !cat ID equals this and TRX equals left nav and
that's where I
TRXP
am.
equals this.
That's,
Is that your rewrite?
No.
No, you should
Go
rewrite
back-
that.
Go back to the home, I guess, and try again.
well, if we have to try again, how do you think a search engine is gonna be?
So since I've been with the company, there's this funky URL rewrite that works sometimes, it doesn't work other times.
Great.
Sorry, that's just kind of funny.
Okay.
Is it better just to kill the whole thing or
No, it's better to fix it.
to fix it?
Yeah, absolutely fix it. I mean, look, again, architecture is very, very important to organic rankings. I mean, if you cannot get your architecture down, whether it's your HTML or your URL rewriting or your navigational elements like that, your success is just going to be hindered.
Well, if
But
it works,
is it even good to show?
but if it works half the time, if half the time the search engine ends up at one URL with content and the other half the time it gets a different URL with the exact same content,
Right.
what do you think that's going to do?
I don't think it's going to be any good. I think it's going to hurt.
I think it's
Well,
bad.
and it also hurts you just with your inbound link equity because you're not concentrating your link equity on a single URL for that. It gets spread out over ones because you've got, your URLs are just all messed up. You want to basically, all link equity you want for a particular page, you want it to be on that page, not, even though to you it's the same page, because it has a different URL, it is a different page to the engines.
You also need to go on Odesk as well and get some content writers for the site. Even with a catalog like this, like basically what your architecture is kind of becoming is a thematic silo, right? So like your silo is AccuView lenses, right? That's one of your silos. And then you have different products under that silo. You need to have content that's related to AccuView lenses on that page to help it get ranked. Like just the title tag alone is not going to get it done for you. So then from there, it helps theme out the entire silo as the equity trickles down, that it's AccuView lenses. You get content for the Well, actually, don't go to Odesk. Come to me. I have a content system. I keep,
Yeah.
there you go.
Exactly. What are you doing there?
Social has a content system now. I keep forgetting. If you need content,
Yeah.
come to me. That's my pitch.
Perfect example.
But anyway, but you need content on the site, right? Because if you go through this site, there's like no content. It's just like a list of.
It's a name, a price, and an availability. Like, so I'm on a Bosch and Loam contact page, and even say Bosch and Loam, you got B&L. So I mean, get that out to Bosch and Loam. It's an H3 contact lens, one per vial, $129, ships in 47 days.
And what content specifically is important on that page?
Description of the
Just
contact lens.
description
Text.
of the contact
Some
lens.
text.
Go to the makers.
Well, if you scroll down, I mean,
Jeez.
there's a description below it, but
Yeah, but the description's like the description on the AccuView that I'm looking at. One day, AccuView disposable contact lenses, the healthiest and most convenient way to wear contact lenses. You can write, there's more interesting information that can be written about contact lenses. What makes this particular contact lens different than other contact lenses? Is it the technology? Is it, is it a certain percentage of oxygen that gets
Like
through?
I'm sure
There's
when you open
tons
up
of
these
stuff.
contact lenses in the box or something, when you get marketing material
Oh, yeah,
from
there's
this
like a
company
book.
that's like cheesy, like soft and wonderful in your eye, and like
It's
that
like
kind
a
of stuff.
kitten wearing
That's the
silk
crap you got to
boxers.
put on the page, right?
Ask your
Well,
customers.
hold
Ask your
one
customers.
second though.
You don't want to dupe it out.
One sec, though,
across
but-
everything.
They know.
I'm gonna guess the vast majority of people that buy contact lenses from you aren't browsing for what kind of contact lens. They know exactly what they want, right? So they just come to the site and they go to the AccuView, Daily Tube, blah, 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 and they just go, what's your price, what's so-and-so's price, and they order it. So, I mean, yeah, you need more content, but I don't think you need to go to the extent of trying to entice people to buy this particular lens, because they're already there. They only care about the price. I mean, contact lenses are a commodity. Right? They're not going to go, ooh, I'm going to try these Bosch and Loam ones because they sound so much better. No, they're going to, I want the AccuView because I've been wearing them for 59 years.
It also looks like majority of your content on this page is actually duplicated probably across every single one of those exact same products.
I mean, that's really where the content issue is going to come. Like whenever you have a big product catalog, is always the duplication issue, because it becomes really hard when you have like
This laptop
6,000
is actually
products to write
almost white.
6,000 unique pieces of content, right? And then you end up duping out content across your site, and you only get some of your catalog in there. So, again, get a content team on there. But
yeah.
another thing to look at too, like you have a great product to do some PDF like link building, where you create PDFs like on topics like how to clean your contact lenses, how to wear contact lenses for sport, how, if you're a single mom, like, I don't know, whatever, like create guides, right? Like same thing for you, like how to plan a birthday party on $50 budget. So you create this PDF guide, you put it on your site, and then you go out to bloggers and you say, hey, check out this really cool guide I have, right? And they're going to link to you because they need content they need to talk about. And then you can use that link equity later on.
Why PDF?
Huh?
Why PDF?
Why PDF? Because it's indexable and people can grab it.
Regular page.
You can use a regular page if you want.
A PDF's easily distributed too.
Yeah.
Bloggers can just link to it and
They
it
can
be
take
downloaded.
it.
It can be emailed to friends.
So you can like actually put, like what we usually do is embed links in the actual PDF as well early on, right? So then we can disperse link equity throughout. So like I can build links to that and put links for like AccuView and Bosch and Loam and all of those within it. So now it's building links to there. And even if somebody rips the PDF, if I give it to them and say, hey, use this guide on your site, I'm still getting their link equity as well, right? So it's a little bit easier to use. Huh?
she ain't got an example to rewrite.
Yeah, this one.
The previous one.
Witchy?
He changed it.
And then
Yeah, I wanted to show you something.
Okay.
JustLenses.com, same thing. You both sell the same product, probably about the same price. There's content. What I was going to tell you is exactly what they're doing.
User
Guess
generated.
what? All of the people that buy that, when somebody loves their contacts, they actually want to tell other people about it. That is such good content for you. That's something you actually might think about, is letting your users put reviews about the content, about each contact on there, because again, they're gonna know what is best about that pair of contacts. I can tell you as a contact where there are certain brands that don't work for me. They slide around my eye. I use these. I can sleep in them, all that kind of stuff. Me going in there and writing that down, that content is butter for you, especially in the search engines, because it's updating all the time.
Now, you've
We're
also
adding
got
stuff.
some almost white on white text on this page,
I
even
think
though it's
that's the
just simply an
contrast on your
address.
laptop.
Now you're
Yeah.
being picky.
Because it looks
Well,
very
it's pretty light.
nothing new there.
Just darken it up.
When you get old, your eyes don't do contrast so well.
I mean, yeah.
So the way, like, you don't have any internal link equity shooting through your site right now. Everything's going to that homepage that's, like 302ing over or whatever. So you're gonna want to build links, and when you build links, you're gonna, like, I'm sure, like Todd said, you guys are getting people searching for AccuView, blah blah, right? Specifics. Build links to your main level of your category pages, so your AccuView page, and then it will, as long as your architecture is worked out correctly, it will trickle down through the rest of your site. And that's going to be the most effective link building strategy for you. That's what I've done a lot with clients that have brands, that they get most of their traffic from brands. You build a good information architecture where everything's like siloing from the main brand name. You build links towards that category level, and it trickles down from there. And it's really effective. And you can, like, if you control your brands, especially in this niche, you're going to control the niche, right? So that's where most of your sales are going to come from anyway.
Are you actually having any issues ranking for certain brands, any keywords? Because when I pulled up O2 Optics with actually an O instead of 0, don't ask me why I tried to put a 0 in there, you rank number 1.
Yeah, so there's an example of the URL rewrite.
Yes. Yes, I did. I actually did notice that you actually do have keywords in your URLs when it hits the search engine results pages.
Yeah, but that's also duplicate content again.
It is.
Now, I mean, you also have a ton of parameters in your URL, which are just completely and utterly useless. Example right here. Here's your product page, right? Well, and you got your product page with a cat ID attached to it. And then you got it originally as it comes out of your navigation. You can eliminate a lot of that. This will also help with your click-through rates, just all kinds of stuff.
So we also have more duplicate content than that.
I'm actually pretty sure you do.
have other sites that are basically the same site, just a different brand. What should we do with those?
You need to, like, what's the purpose of those?
Well, they were purchased over time. They were acquired sites,
Okay.
and we just moved them to the platform.
Odesk.
No, I mean, what do you, so,
So do we try to rank those sites, or do we try to block the spiders from crawling?
no, you should block them.
Well, it depends on what you want to do. If you want to if you want to rank them, that's one thing. Differentiate the sites, go to town, own the front page, whatever. Depending on the level of resource required to do that, you may, if it's another site about contact lenses and eye care and all that kind of stuff, you may want to just take the site offline and just redirect everything to Vision Direct, and whatever link equity that site you bought had will now transfer over to Vision Direct, and you're going to get some kind of boost there. But you got to be very, very careful. I mean, you're going to spend some time mapping out a business case for that. What's the other site currently making, and what do we think could happen if we did this and all that? Because you don't want to just go, well, let's just fire all the traffic.
I mean, unless one of those domains is like pre-Google, then I would definitely explore that.
If one of those domains is like 1999,
Like, are
anything
any of the
more
sites
to-
ranking better than Vision Direct?
No, they do not.
Okay, so, and do you guys run PPC towards them, or are they just sitting there right now with duplicate content?
It's sitting there with duplicate content.
Yeah, I mean, then at that point, it's like, the case is pretty easy that you should really.
More than
probably
likely
look into
redirect. I mean, if
redirect
it's an
it.
age domain, then you've got a gold mine that I would honestly
Because
develop
it's
out.
a lot about internal resources, like Todd said too. Like, if you're not, like, right now, you guys aren't ranking for AccuView or Bosch and Lomb, right? Like, so you guys obviously have some stuff you have to handle internally to help out Vision Direct. There's no real point in splitting the limited resources you have to do things for 2 different sites. And sometimes, like, now let's say you're a really big company, there are reasons why you might want to do that. If you have enough resources, because now you're killing your own competition by being your own competition, right? So you're able to take out your competitors by owning all the first page for something. But you guys aren't obviously there at that point yet, because you still have things you need to work on for the main site. Like, once you're killing it with your main site, you can look at those kind of strategies from there.
Okay, let's go to the next site, which is f-secure.co.uk, which
Redirects to the
redirects to this. So were we supposed to be looking at this site or the one that we can't see?
Yeah, it's this site.
Okay.
That's a custom of me, but I don't do SEO stuff for them. I know that they have an SEO agency, but they're a bit disappointed, so that's why they do this.
You've got quite a few people up here that can help you out.
You have stuff turned on. It's fine.
and some of us even know what we're doing.
Oh.
It's awesome.
Just a couple of you.
What's that redirect doing? Let's see here. So I'm guessing they have the co.uk in order to get the rankings in google.co.uk.
Like the main.com goes to en.us as well. So it must be all like,
And it's 301.
must all be directing based on like your IP.
So you're trying to get this site actually ranked within Google, like say Google UK,
Directing based on
or what?
UK.
No, I'm talking about the actual like.
What is the actual goal of the .co.uk?
The .com is going to redirect to
Getting ranked in, but in locally there, correct?
Automatically, so even if you're in the UK, it's not going to take you.
Okay. You might want to actually just build that site out. If you're hosting it there, your IP is located there, you can basically duplicate the content without any penalties because you're going in basically to a geo-targeted type international site.
Yeah, anything with a different international TLD. So,
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
let's say you have a
Won't get
Canada
nicked
and a UK and a and you have something in the US. Like, you can go ahead and you can have the same exact content without issues across those three.
Matt, you also want to make sure, again, hosted there, and you already have the top level.
Well, and if it's not hosted there, you can still go into the Google Webmaster Central and specify country on a domain and subdomain basis.
Sure.
So, but see, what you have going here right now is fsecure.com/en_US and fsecure.com/en_UK are actually the same site. And so what you're now doing is you're running the duplication against yourself on the .com. So you want to take that UK site and just, I mean, you're duplicating the site anyways, so just duplicate it on the co.uk and be done with it.
And you probably actually have a lot more success with your user base because it's actually, for anybody located in the UK, that will actually probably trust your site more because it's actually the .co.uk.
You'll get better success on getting the inbound links to it.
Yeah, because another thing.
I'm sorry?
You have a problem with it now because the two websites are under the .com.
Exactly.
So you do have two exactly duplicated websites at fsecure.com. So take the UK one and don't have it at fsecure.com/UK or whatever it is. Have it at fsecure.co.uk and just stop there. Don't redirect UK users over to the .com site at all.
Yeah, and then you can bring your US content right into the root and just 301 redirect that, and you're a lot better.
But I mean, and outside of the rest of it, I'd imagine you guys do pretty well anyways. I mean, F-Secure has been around for ever. I mean, F-Secure is the very first.
I tell you what, you should actually link to every one of us up here.
That'd be fantastic.
Yeah.
I'd be okay with that.
For our help, that is.
But let's poke around a little bit here. Title tags are a tad long. I'm at the downloads page. Download free trials, antivirus, internet security, spyware, and virus removal, and mobile security software. F-Secure,
Bars and stuff like that in your title tag, really unnecessary.
Unnecessary as in Google doesn't care, or it's bad?
Google doesn't care.
Is it okay visually for the consumer to be able to differentiate something like that in the title?
Sometimes yes, but again, it really just depends on your, like, I mean, on this one, you're actually coming up with a box. Like right here.
I mean,
So be careful what you put in there.
I mean, the SEO is actually pretty decent. Sitting on the antivirus, the home and home office antivirus, you got a nice breadcrumb, the H1's in the right place. F-Secure antivirus 2009 real-time antivirus protection for a title. Might want to tweak that to have the home virus protection or something like that in it. But, H1's and a little extraneous on the H4s. Probably not important to put an H4 around the price.
Yeah, I wouldn't use any, personally I wouldn't use heading tags for anything but what your page is about.
Yeah.
Don't use it for styling or anything like that. It's just going to get you into trouble.
But all in all, it looks pretty solid. Thered be a little bit of tweaking. The biggest thing I would do is get that UK site off on its own.
Yeah, we'll move the next.
Yep.
Next one would be removestress.com.
Please, please, please be a drinking site.
The number one thing, I always enter URL without a www. You do not redirect to the www, whoever is in charge of this site. Okay, yeah.
So it's redirecting.
Well, it's basically you've got a duplicate site.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
What exactly?
well, www is just a subdomain, same as anything else. So if your site resolves, if you type in www.removestress.com or just removestress.com, Google thinks there's 9 out of 10 times they get it right, but they don't always. So you want to set it up to redirect one way or the other, and it's like a 3 lines of code, global redirect thing. It's really, really easy to do. But like I say, Google most of the time gets it, but I never, why let Google have the risk of getting something wrong, right? So you always want to set that up.
Yeah, and they may not, if you've got inbound links to both versions of that site, then you are really kind of missing the ability to condense that link equity into a single place.
The title tag on your homepage,
Is too long.
Way too long.
Way too long.
you want me to read it to you? It's great. Back pain, New York City, NYC, herniated disc, Manhattan, New York chiropractor, DRX 9000, Manhattan, back and neck pain relief, New York, NYC.
Now this guy's doing his own.
I was only half done.
I
This is
wouldn't,
like all the same
what this
title
guy is
tags
doing
that
is not
Spinehall
SEO.
What this guy's doing is
Your
keyword
homepage,
stuffing.
the homepage is
He's-
not going to rank for everything. It can't be all things to all people. He'd be better off developing, deeper pages that focus on herniated disc, focus on DRX 9000, whatever the hell that is. Focus on back and neck pain relief.
Is spinal
I
decompression.
mean, whoever's doing this too is using some weird characters in your content that doesn't need to be there.
Well, that could be
they're-
whatever editor he's using.
Yeah, I need to figure
It
out.
Maybe
because
he's using Word.
The content is, okay. The code is horrendous. I'm just gonna put it straight. The code is horrendous. You have inline styling, it's everywhere. Basically, again, what we said earlier,
That is
it's
Word.
It's not about,
Is it cut
yeah,
and
it is
paste from-
Word. It
cut
is
and paste
copy and
from Word?
pasted from Word.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
By the way,
by the way, that's
never,
really
ever,
bad to
ever
do.
copy and paste something from Word into code, ever.
Just quick tip,
In all
if you
honesty,
have a customer
just
that insists
stay
on
away
doing
from
that,
Microsoft products
copy and paste
for
it
this.
into Notepad first, then copy and paste it into whatever you're doing.
Take the time to do the styling by yourself. Code the styling by yourself. Don't require.
Yeah.
Can't even tell you how much I
Get
see
an
this.
actual HTML editor. Like
Yeah.
Word is not an HTML
It's
editor.
not. It was never meant to be.
Yeah, stay away from Microsoft products when it comes to creating websites. Just,
Yeah.
Well,
So
front page
so
rock.
basically, almost every bit of code here.
how much do you have
basically,
to clean that up?
it's not that the search engines aren't going to find the content. It's just there's so much around it. It's much better. It's basically, if you take just everything, this big jumbled mess, if you make it about that big, then they focus on what you want them to focus on. So if you can get them to clean this up, use CSS styling, everything else like that, it's an automatic fix. I can't even tell
Your
you.
most important link on your site is called homepage.
God.
You know what's actually really great about this one though, is that it's local, right? It's Midtown Manhattan, New York. I mean, this can, yeah, you need to go fix up the title tags, you need to do all that kind of stuff. Some best practices are really all you need, but then you need to go get into the local play. You need to get, into Google Local, you need to be in every directory. Getlisted.org, that's
what I'm
David
checking now.
Mims. Yeah, getlisted.org is a great place to start for getting all your local stuff if you got some brick and mortar local
What's the
plays.
business? It's called Midtown Total Health. Is that the official business name?
That I'm guessing. We're not sure because he's all over the place with all kinds of.
Well, it kind of needs to pick something.
Well, you got to
Yeah.
admire the enthusiasm.
You do.
Tomorrow, so we're like,
Yeah, again, homepage is your link. What is the site about? Well, your anchor text here for your homepage is just homepage.
That's like
You-
making the anchor text click here.
It's missing really a lot of link equity.
Yeah.
Your anchor text, what you could be passing around.
And like this kind of site, you remember how we were talking about the birthday site earlier? Like not a good site to utilize social on the site. Like this kind of site's a great kind of site to use social on the site, or like blogging, because it's a doctor, right? It's trusted, and he can offer a lot of advice, like on how to relieve stress, different things. Hey, will you bring up an infographic example?
Sure. Which one?
Whatever. Bring up, huh?
No,
History of payday?
put the
No,
blog
that's
on
not
the
it.
site, because if you
the
get the
on this
links
domain.
Payday,
into the domain, you want the links to accumulate there.
Huh?
If he does start blogging though,
Hold on, I'll send you. the
there
link.
are, because ironically,
you can't send it to
I
me.
used to rank number 2 for
Why?
back pain.
Not on my machine.
There are a lot of
What
blogs
do you
out
mean
there
you're
that
not on your
focus on
machine?
back pain. There's a huge
you're on the
community.
back-
They do
on this,
blog
like, the
carnivals and
couple
things
of
like
them.
that, and there's just like a submission schedule. So have him write an article and get into those, and they link back to you. You know, there's a lot of different things he could do to build up links that go either to the blog, his specific blog articles, or into deep pages on his site. The one thing I was going to say, just from a user perspective, is that I didn't realize the page changed from the home page to the spinal decompression page, because my entire screen is
Is just that
this.
top thing.
And it didn't change.
That big graphic, it does them no good. No
Home
good
page,
whatsoever.
yes. Underlying pages, no.
Yeah.
Another thing to look at for something like this is, I mean, it's very much he's going to be trained and have certificates in about 8 million different things. For all that he's offering here, he's got a lot of training. Well, a lot of those trainings have professional organizations attached to them. A lot of those professional organizations have lists of, their graduates and certified people on their website. So you want to track down every organization, find out if, one, they actually have it on the site. Two, is it actually correct? Like, has he moved his office, or when he got it, was he working somewhere else? So make sure all that stuff's in line. And, if it's just a list without links, no harm in emailing him. Go, hey, our guy, we see he's on your list. He's actually got a website. Would you consider linking to us? And hunt that down, because, the chiropractor I go has like 8 million certificates hanging on his wall. Well, he's not here. No. So I think one of them is like his,
Their
mileage
guy
on
is
his
in
car and
Google
shit.
already. He's already claimed his Google listings, so that's good, but none of the other ones. 20 Google listings in Google Business?
Locations, different locations.
Are you for serious? Don't
Way to
repeat that to
go.
anybody.
You need
So-
to rank
No,
them.
you really have to give him A for effort.
Do. Seriously.
Okay, you know how when you go to a bar sometimes there's this guy and he's got too much cologne on and he's trying really, really, really hard, and it's not that he doesn't want to be smooth, it's just he's trying way too hard, and it makes the girls kind of go, oh look, I gotta go wash my hair.
You need to consolidate the effort.
So
All the other websites, all the other names, bring it all down to one and focus on that one, because you're going to get more mileage out of the one than you're going to get out of all this scattered, mixed message
Crap.
brand disaster, right?
He wants to do a blog farm next.
A what?
No,
Did he a blog farm?
Take his computer away from him.
seriously.
Yeah, just when you
He
see him,
really just needs to
smack
stop.
him.
Yeah, he just needs to stop.
Tell him to stop before he hurts himself.
I know.
So real quick, one thing I wanted to share with you guys, all right, so this example of something I put on the screen, this is called an infographic. These are really hot in social media right now. It's basically where you take data and you present it in a visual format, right? These would be really good for the chiropractor guy. Like a chiropractor usually is maybe gonna have the budget to create and to do something like this, but you never know, maybe he knows a designer. You take data and you visualize it, right? So for this one, it shows like the pay scale of professional athletes, the top paid athletes in different sports, and then the pay scale of average Americans, right? So this infographic got 638 links. Can anybody tell me what the best key term in that infographic is that the links are coming through?
Job?
Payday. Anybody have a payday site? You want 638 links with payday in it?
Talk to Dave afterwards.
Heyday of Utah.
Are you Payday of Utah guy? I live in Utah, by the way. So like for your chiropractor friend, right? Like he can show you like the 10 best techniques for reducing pain, and then illustrate it instead of writing a blog post about it, right? It becomes also just a really great resource. Even if you don't know how to really utilize social media to push out content like this, reach out to other bloggers that are in that space. They would love to link to things like this, or even let them grab it and make sure that they're giving you a citation on it. Like let them freely grab it or place it on their site.
Is there a place, or is there a site that you can plug your data into and
There actually is a site that plugs data, but it's like pure data points. Like it's not going to do very well. If anybody's interested in creating stuff like this, like we obviously do handle this.
A good website for that's called searchandsocial.com.
So it's just me shilling all of my services up here.
And Dave will come wash your car too.
It's one of their backlinks.
He also walks dogs.
You have a porn link in your backlinks.
Your client has porn backlinks.
Sweet.
Awesome.
I look over here and there's boobies.
There's
on the
movies
screen.
on my screen. Yeah,
What?
there's porn backlinks. He needs to find those and negate those right now. Just because linked neighborhoods is a thing. Unless he wants to be associated with that by Google, just
Well, okay.
stay away.
On the one hand, you can't always control the links that are coming
can't.
at you, but do not let him go out and get any active.
Just stop him right away.
Unless, of course, he is chiropractor to the stars, then that's a whole.
Or you mean Michael?